Top of the morning, top of the afternoon, top of the evening. Welcome to Book to Not Bother. I'm your host, B. Eddie. Y'all, I'm going to be real right here for a minute. It's been hard to block out the noise lately. The news is heavy. The world is in constant unraveling. It's bad news. Some kind of shit happen every day. But you have to keep in mind when life gets like that, and even doing things that you love, like reading, can maybe sometimes feel like a chore, but somehow, I always find a book that met me right where I was. Because sometimes the comfort doesn't always have to be coming from the feel-good books. Sometimes it's the strange ones, the unsettling ones, the ones that make you think, what the hell did I just read type shit. And the book that I just finished reading is titled Eileen by Otetssa Moshfegh. Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying I wasn't actually in search of this book initially. I was actually looking for My Year of Rest and Relaxation, also by Otetssa Moshfegh. But buying it wasn't an option. It's not in the budget. I checked on Libby. 52 people ahead of me. Absolutely not. So how I happened upon Eileen was clearly by accident, because when I was in search of a book, I was looking for something that was kind of off, something eerie, creepy, borderline morbid. That's just the space that I was in. And I read that Otetssa could deliver that to me. So because her books weren't readily obtainable, I had to pull out Calibray, and voila, now I have the book. But before that, I went on to Libby, and the only book that they had available that she'd written was Eileen. I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. So this is what I thought about Eileen. Eileen was 24 years old, living in the 60s. She was tightly wound, clearly unstable, dragging herself through life, working at a boys' juvenile correctional facility in New England. She's a sole caretaker of her verbally abusive, alcoholic father. And Eileen was just miserable. She was resentful, emotionally numb, and they were nasty. Okay, but Eileen, this is Eileen's perspective. She's looking back at her 24-year-old self. And everything about Eileen is just nasty. It's gross. Her dad's gross. Her house is nasty. Her mindset's a mess. And even though it was nasty, I continued to read. I don't know. It was somehow Otetssa makes this story really interesting. There's an undercurrent of dark, dry humor. It's uncomfortable, but I feel like it's intentionally so. Are you looking for a good plot? It's not going to be right here. That's not what Eileen is serving us. The plot kind of floats along, and then when the so-called climax hits, it's shooting blanks, because the ending also was a big nothing burger. I'm just being honest. Big nothing burger. But even with all of that said, I didn't give up on it. I didn't DNF it. I didn't skim through it. I didn't rage quit. And that was because of the writing style. The girl knows how to write. The way she builds the character, the way she crafts unease and discomfort, I would feel like that's kind of hard to do. I mean, it was a masterpiece. So yeah, even though the plot didn't go anywhere and there was zero shock and awe, but her prose were tight, the mood was dark, that's what I was looking for, and Eileen's character was very disturbing and fascinating at the same time. I ended up giving Eileen a 4-star, and not because I loved it or didn't love it, it was just because the storytelling was nice and sharp and eerie and exactly what I was looking for. It was raw. But you know what? I've got to give a shout out to my book suggestion community on Reddit, as well as my books that feel like this community, because if it wasn't for those groups, there is no way that I could have read the books that I've read, discovered the books that I've discovered, and I owe it to you guys. Appreciate you. You know what? Real talk, I'm proud of you. Why am I proud of you? Because you survived another episode of Book to Not Bother. I appreciate that you've come to join me. But before you leave, could you so kindly comment, like, or subscribe? You don't have to do all three. just one of the three because it's free and it helps me stay booked and up bothered. Talk to you next time.